Hi students, my name is Siddesh Nagarashet. I am from Annavara. So last class we discussed about a topic from 10th standard, that is refraction of light. In refraction of light we already discussed about what is meant by refraction, what is meant by refractive index. Also we discussed about spherical lenses, their types and also their parameters. So also we discussed about ray behavior in spherical lenses. So using all these ray behaviors and using all the parameters, so we have to discuss about image formation in convex lenses. So let us take image formation in convex lenses. Image formation in convex lenses. Yes, the meaning of lens, you already know that one, and also meaning of convex lens. When the lens, it's the refracting surface is bulging outward, so we call it as a convex lenses. And so here we have to represent the image formation in convex lenses. So we already know about image formation in concave mirrors and convex mirrors. In that we have to locate an object anywhere on the principal axis, then we have to get the image formation, or we have to get the image. So using the ray behaviors. So there also we are using any two ray behavior. Here also we are using any two ray behaviors. So commonly in that case, in mirrors, so we are using, so most probably one ray is parallel to the principal axis and another ray passing through the center of curvature. Here it is simple, one ray is, you have to take parallel to the principal axis. Another ray we can easily pass through the optic center of the lens. So those two ray behaviors. So let us use those two ray behaviors and we have to get the image formation here. Yeah. So let us discuss about image formation in convex lenses by taking the object placed first. So here there are some of the conditions we have to write. So what are those? Firstly, object placed. Object placed, it is first condition. Then next, image formed. Image formed. Second characteristic. Then size of the image. Size of the image. Size of the image. Next, nature of the image. Nature of the image. Yes, so I think you know about what are the possible nature of the images. So there we are taking real and inverted, real and direct, virtual and direct, like that. So briefly I will tell you here. So real means, so here it is when we are not extended. So that means after image formation or after image, in case of image formation, so sometimes we have to take the rays. So we have to extend the rays in the backward. So in that case we have to take it as a virtual image. And when it is in the straight line, so it is difference between actually and appears to be. So when it is actually, so we can take it as a real image. When it is appears to be, so then we have to take it as a virtual. Also inverted means, so it's in the bottom part of the principal axis. When it is in the bottom part of the principal axis, it is inverted. So then when it is above the principal axis, when the image formed above the principal axis, we have to take it as a erect image. Already you know that. Also size of the image means here diminish and enlarge, depend upon the size of the object and size of the image. So I think you know that one. So here I start this image formation of convex lens by taking some of the places, by inserting an object. Yes. So let us take firstly the object placed at infinity. At infinity. Yes. At infinity, I have given that example, that is sun. Sun is at infinity. So that means all the rays looking like parallel only. So it is parallel to the lens only. So here we have to take the rays. Light rays are parallel to the principal axis only. There is no any other conditions here. So let us take 2 then. Before that we have to take some of the parameters. Here it is optic center, and here it is f1, here it is 2f1, so we already know that one, and here it is f2, and here it is 2f2. So based on that we have to express where the image is formed. Yes. So let us take 2 light rays which are parallel to the principal axis here. Those 2 are parallel to the principal axis, and must and should you have to insert the arrow mark. Then it passes through the principal focus. Yes. So here also you have to write the arrow mark like this. Yes. So this is the first ray behavior when an object is placed at infinity. So we have image formation like this. Here it is image formed. So just observe, here it is a image formed here. So then we have to write all these things. Image form, where the image is formed? At f2. At f2. And then what is the size of the image? Point size or highly diminished image is formed here. Point size or highly diminished. So I will write it as highly diminished. Highly diminished. Then what is the nature of the image? So nature of the image, it is real image, because so here it is there is no any cutted line or extended line. So it's only the real line it is. So that's why we have to take real image. Real, and here we can't distinguish as inverted or erect. So let us take inverted, because depends on the other ray diagram. So we can guess whether it is a inverted image. That is, inverted image is. So this is the ray behavior. So when an object placed at infinity, so this is the first case. So we can take here. So after that what we have to do? So we have to take the object near to the convex lens. So that means firstly here, then on 2f1, and between f2f1 and f1, then on f1, then between f1 and O. So we have to take those conditions. So let's take one by one. Take the second case here. So firstly, here in the previous case we taken that at infinity. So here we have to take the object beyond f2 f1. Beyond 2f1 we have to take, that is beyond 2f1. So you can take far from 2f1 also, beyond 2f1 also you can take here. So the understanding is same. So it far from 2f1 or beyond 2f1 it is. So here let us insert an object here. So here we have to insert an object firstly. As here I will insert object here. So initially, so we have to take the 2 rays here. So one is the 2 ray behaviors. One is the ray parallel to the principal axis. Another, it is ray passes through the optic center. So let us take those 2 rays here. Yes. So one ray is parallel to the principal axis here, like this. Yes. So then after that, after refraction, when a ray is parallel to the principal axis, then what we get? So there it passes through the principal focus. Yes, so here it passes through the principal focus here. So we have to write the arrow mark here. Then, so another way we have to pass through the optic center here. Yes. So it is like this. Yes. So it is a ray passes through the optic center. After refraction, it emerges or it passes without deviation. It refracts without any deviations here when a ray passes through the optic center. Yes. So here we have. So here those two rays coincides here. So that's why the object is beyond 2f. When an object is located beyond 2f1, so we have image formation between f2 and 2f2. So compared to the last case, so that is point size, here you just observe it is enlarged. Some amount of it is enlarged when compared to the object. So this is diminished only. So it is the size is less compared to the object here. Yes. So let us write all these conditions here. Where image is formed between f2 and 2f2. Here it is formed. Then what is the size of the image? Diminished. So here we have to compare the size of the image and the size of the object. That means it is diminished. Diminished image formed here. And then what is the nature of the image? It is real and inverted. Real and inverted. So here it is real and inverted. So just look at the image formation. So here I consider only two rays. So likewise in the next cases also you have to consider two ray behaviors here. And we have to get the image. So compared to the last case, so the image is enlarged. Compared to the last image, the image is enlarged here in this case, and also it moves away from the lens like that. So we can guess the next image formation. It moves away from the spherical lenses, and then the size of the image getting enlarged like this. So let us take the next case here. So this third. Yes. So let us take the third case here. So here in the previous case we located that object beyond 2f1. So here we have to locate that same object on 2f1. So at 2f1. So we have to place an object at 2f1. So here we have to locate that object here. So like this. So here also same, we have to consider two ray behaviors. One is parallel to the principal axis, another one is the ray passes through the optic center here. So let us take those two ray behaviors. So one is parallel to the principal axis, and after refraction it passes through the focus, principal focus. Yes. Then another ray we have to consider, it is passes through the optic center. So here we have to draw the arrow mark, and then another ray which is passed through the optic center here. Yes. So let us take the image form here. So just observe the image form here. Yes. So let us take the arrow mark here. So this is the ray behavior or image form and image formation. So when an object placed at 2f1, placed on 2f1. So where image is formed here? So at 2f2. At 2f2 the image is formed and compared to the object size of the object, the size of the image also having a same height. So that's why, so we can take it as a same as an object. And then let us know about the what is the nature. So nature of the image, that is, it is real and inverted, it is same. So let us take all the conditions here. So all the properties of this image formation. That is, image formed, where image is formed on 2f2. So on here we have to write at 2f2. At 2f2 here. Then what is the size of the image? Same as object. Same as object. Then finally, what is the nature of the image? It is real and inverted. Real and inverted. So because why it is real? So it forms from a straight line. There is no any cutted line here. There is no any extension here. Extension of the ray here. And it is inverted means, so it is bottom of the principal axis. It is formed bottom of the principal axis. If it is above the principal axis, we can take it's a erect. So it is bottom part of the principal axis. That's why. Yes. So let us move on to the next ray image formation, that is fourth image formation. Yes. So let us take the fourth image formation here. So here just we place on 2f1 here. So here we have to place between 2f1 and f1. So that is object placed between 2f1 and f1. So between 2f1 and f1 we have to place an object here. So let us place an object here. As here is an object. So same. So here also we have to consider a ray parallel to the principal axis and a ray passes through the optic center only. So likewise we have to draw. So here I consider a ray parallel to the principal axis. Yes. After refraction it passes through the principal focus. Yes. Then, so here we have to take one ray, passes through the optic center. Yes. So here we have to take a ray, passes through the optic center. It passes without any deviation. So here, so we have to must write an arrow mark in every part of the ray. Yes. So where the image is formed? So here it is image is formed here. So here it is image is formed. So just look at the image formation. So here the image is formed far from 2f2, and so look at the size of the image. It's compared to the size of the object. It is enlarged. So the size is greater than the size of an object. The size of an image is greater than size of the object here. So also, what is the nature of the image here? It is real and inverted. So let's take the conditions here. That is image form. Where the image is formed here, it is beyond 2f2. It is formed. And what is the size of the image? It is enlarged. Enlarged the image is formed here. Then what is the nature of the image? It is real and inverted. Real and inverted image is formed here. So this is about the image formation in convex lenses when an image is placed between 2f1 and f1. So let us take the fifth image formation ray diagram. So when an object placed on f1. So there also we have to take the same procedure and we have to write all these conditions. So let us take the fifth image formation. Yes. So let us take the object on f1. So that means here it is So the four ray behavior and image formation is completed. That is already we know that one. So here we have to locate the object on F1. So on F1, so we have to locate an object. So let us locate an object here. So here I will look. Yes. So this is the object placed on F1. After that we have to take the same procedure, that is one ray is parallel to the principal axis and the ray passes through the optic center. Let's take that one. So one ray is parallel to the principal axis and after refraction it passes through the principal focus, and then so another ray we have to take here which passes through the optic center. Yes, here we have to take. Yes. Yes. So just observe here. So it looks like some parallel lines. So those two are not parallelly. So but it can meet at infinity. It may be meet at infinity. So that's why the image formed at infinity. So we can take image formed at infinity. So likewise all same, that is it is enlarged, it's highly enlarged and it is real and inverted. So let's take that one. So it on F1 it is formed here. So image formed at infinity. Image formed at infinity, and what is the size of the image? It is highly enlarged. It is highly enlarged image formed here. Then what is the nature of the image? It is real and inverted. Real and inverted image formed here. So this is the case of the object placed on F1. So let us take the object between F1 and O. So we have to take. Just compare all the ray behaviors. So initially, first case, so here it is. It's a point size. Then when the object coming near to the lens, so the object moves away from the lens. When the object moves towards the lens, the image moves away from the lens. And when it is near to the lenses, the image is getting enlarged time to time, or place to place it is enlarging. So here this condition we have to observe here. So from this observation we can take all the other image formations. So let us take the last case of image formation in convex lens, that is the object is placed between F1 and O. So let us take that. Let us take the last case of image formation in convex lenses between F1 and O. So that is object placed between F1 and O. Between F1 and O. Yes. So let us take the object here. So here I will take the object, and here we have to consider the same step, that is one ray is parallel to the principal axis, another ray passes through the optic center. Let us take here. So after refraction it passes through the principal focus. Yes, it is like this. And then here in this case, after passing through the optic center, it emerges without any deviation. Yes, like this. So here. So you just look at those two ray behaviors here. So here it is not intersecting at infinity. But here what we have to do here, so we have to extend backward. Yes. So here it is like that. Also here also we have to extend like this. So at one point it intersects. So here. Likewise, we have to, yes. So here it is, image is formed here. Yes. So we extended backward means, so also we have, here we have the cutted lines. So that's why we have to take it as a virtual image is formed, and here just observe it is above the principal axis. So that's why we have to take it as a erect image. But when we are comparing to the size of the object, so it is enlarged. So let us take the conditions here. The image formed, where this image is formed here. So on the same side of the lens, on the same side of the object, on the same side of the object, we have to take that one like that. And size of the image, it is enlarged image is formed, enlarged image. And what is the nature of the image? That is virtual and erect. Virtual and erect. Virtual and erect image. So here we have the 6 cases of image formation in convex lenses. So you have to remember those all the things and try to draw all the ray behaviors and all the image formation in convex lenses. So this is about the ray behavior of convex lenses and also image formation in convex lens. Let us take all the cases in one view. So that means, so we have to substitute all the cases in one tabular column here. So all the cases, that means 6 cases are there. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 6 cases we have to insert in a one tabular column. So already I explained in the spherical mirrors, that is in the case of concave mirrors. So some tricks also I told you that. So there we have a pattern. So here also the pattern is same like this. So but here some of the changes are there when we have to write these conditions in the tabular column. So here firstly we have to write what are the cases. We have the in case of object place, that is firstly it has an infinity. So infinity, at infinity. So then beyond 2f1, beyond 2f1. Then next case is at 2f1. Then so here between 2f1 and f1. Then at f1. Then finally between f1 and o. So we have these cases. So here what we have to do is, so we have to neglect the last case. Just neglect the last case and we have to take all these things. And here, so we have to, already I told you that, so we have to write these 5 cases in the reverse order here. In the reverse order here. So that means first case it is infinity. Yes. So here we have to write the infinity. Infinity. So already we got that one at f1. So we have image formed at infinity. We have that one. And so here we have to write beyond 2f1. We have to write here. But remember, so if the image is formed in the another side of the lens. So that's why here we have to take, instead of 2f1 we have to write 2f2 here. That is beyond 2f2, or we can take far from 2f2. So here we have to change some of the changes are there, far from 2f2 here. So then at 2f1 means, so here we have to take at 2f2. At 2f2. So that is means here we have to take the reverse order. The third part is at 2f1. So here we have to write 2f2. So then we have to write between 2f1 and f1. Here we have to write that one. But here we have to change. That means, so what we have to write here? So here we have to write between f2 and 2f2. between f2 and 2f2. Then, so here it is infinity at f1, sorry f2, at f2 it is formed. So finally between f1 and O, so we have the image on the same side of lens or object, same side of object, same side of object. Yes. So it is formed. Then, so after that we have to write the size of the image here. So firstly it's a highly diminished. Highly diminished. Then the size of the image is getting higher. So likewise here we have to take diminished. But when we compare to the object, it is lower only. So here the size of the object is greater, the size of the image is smaller. Image is smaller than size of the object here. Then here at f2 and 2f2, that means at that case we have a image, the size is same, size of the object is same as size of the image. That means same as object. Same as object. Then, so here between 2f1 and f1, so we get the image at path from 2f2. So we have the image, the size of the image is enlarged when compared to size of the object. So at f1, here it is infinity, at infinity the image is formed here. So we have the image, it is highly enlarged. It is highly enlarged. And finally we have between f1 and O, so we have the image on the same side of the object. So the size of the image is enlarged. Then here we have to write the nature of the image. So all the cases up to this. So we have real and inverted image form, real and inverted. Here also real and inverted. So real and inverted. Here are the real and inverted. Real and inverted. And finally, so in the last case we have the image, it is virtual and erect. So this is the image formation in convex lenses in only one view. So we inserted all the cases in one tabular column here. So also I told you the techniques how to write this tabular column without any seeing the image formations in convex lenses. So I hope you know that one. I hope you enjoyed this. So those who are watching this video for the first time, please subscribe our channel and don't forget to press the bell icon. Also hit the like button. So thank you one and all. Be safe and stay home.